Welcome to Happy Hour. Your participant chat is not at the top of the taskbar. I don't know what that means. Yes, we're recording. And welcome to Happy Hour. This is an hour that we spend together for several reasons. We usually have a topic, and we try to demonstrate to people what we do. In looking at vocal prints, I'm coming to you from the classroom because everything was set up there. So those of you who have a camera can go ahead and look at what we're doing here. If you want to join us every week doing this, I'm trying to get to my desktop and not having much success doing it. You can go to soundhealthoptions.com, our website. Go to radio or workshops or a lot of things here that's going on. So you can go to Happy Hour, click on that, and it'll give you archives of Happy Hour and a little link. But we also have an events calendar here now so that you can go see what's going on for the day and join us because the links are usually up there. So we provide this as a public service just to show people what vocal profiling is. We also provide it, I'm going to shut down this camera because it's making everything very slow. There, that'll work. We provide it so that if you want to demonstrate to someone what vocal profiling is and what it does. Yeah, we needed that ceiling fan. You know, when you hear me taking off and just answering something, I'm responding to the chat. We're going to talk a little bit about what you are doing, Beth, because we're going to concentrate tonight on PTSD and mood and depression, and we have a couple of computer programs. Beth, I don't know how your mic is coming unmuted, but it is, so I just muted it again. I want to thank all of you for being here, taking time out of your day. We're going to look at mood and food, mood and nutrients. The biggest part of this is our nutrients are becoming very devoid of nutrients. But also, there's something going on with our veterans. I found this article. I thought I would share this with you. An American soldier dies every day and a half on average in Iraq and Afghanistan. Veterans kill themselves at the rate of 1 every 80 minutes. More than 65,000 veteran suicides are logged each year, more than the total number of soldiers killed in Afghanistan and Iraq combined since those wars began. So I thought we would concentrate tonight on using the Nano voice to look at some of the nutrients that are involved with bipolar, anxiety, depression, because a lot of the time this is because the stress has just depleted people nutritionally. Thank you, Richard. I appreciate that. So we're going to look a little bit at the Nano voice. This is what the Nano voice looks like, and you can download it from Nano Voice, N-A-N-O voice.org, and there's instructions there. There's a 2-hour class. So we start with this kind of empty space of C, C-sharp, D, D-sharp, and so forth. So it takes your voice and divides it into frequencies and notes that you would recognize as musical notes. It also divides it into scales so that we can look at numbers as well as the notes. So a normal kind of number, because we use 500 samples, a normal number is like 42. Too little of a note is below that 42 mark, and then too much of a note, 80 or so, too high. So we can look at the C sharp, D sharp, and G. So there's too much C sharp, so that person is probably really into fairness. They can go the other side and just be a bully. See, D sharp was about normal, so that's okay. They're information brokers. They talk when they want to say something meaningful. And the other one I forget was G. Maybe that's, I can't really remember what note I used. Let's go back. Yeah, G. So this person has too much C sharp, too hard on themselves, can be secretly sarcastic when they're unsafe. C sharp people often are strike out because they feel unsafe. So the D is about self-approval issues, and then the G. This is also a chart that you can download from Nano Voice. So we look at everything in there in terms of the numbers and the colors. So blue is an emotional issue, green is do, yellow is think, and red is react. So we begin to look at all the numbers, how many there are, what the notes are. The top here, think and react, yellow and red, that's all left brain. And then the green and the blue is all gut level. So you can tell how people are reacting. So the other piece of this that we can look at is when we begin to look at people's blueprints, let's begin to line them up with the nutrients that we have identified as stress. Do you have a microphone, Richard? It says you have one, but it's marked out. If I give you a microphone, would that work? I just don't know. Oh, you say no, you don't have a microphone. Now, we have a couple that we could send you if you'd like. In the past 10 days, I've had urgent calls from PTSD troops. People have they had major meltdowns, not suicide or killing, just neurological meltdowns. I believe it. We're seeing more and more every day. So we thought if we could show you how to use this free Nano Voice, and even in Iraq and Afghanistan, they could pull this down and look at it. So there are 8 things that we're going to talk about. Moonstone, are you willing to put these up for us and send them to everybody? Okay, niacin or B3 is the note of B. So it would show here in this column B. Calcium is the note of E. Too much background noise. Okay, I'm going to turn off air conditioner. We got one of those microphones that cancels everything out, but it won't work with the computer. We can hear you, but you can't hear us. So if we begin to put this in, it's niacin, and that's the note of B. And calcium, no, I meant my background line. Oh, well, I turned ours off. Anyway, calcium is the note of E, linolenic acid, and that's the note of C sharp. Zinc, and that's the note of C. So that's the first line that we look at. So if they have niacin in stress, either too little, it'll be below, that's 42 lines. Note of B, calcium would be the note of E. And if it's above this line, hold on a second. I didn't get my mic off in time. Sneeze right in your ear. So if we're looking at the note of E and it's too high, then you're not utilizing it correctly. So one of the things that you can use with that is a nutrient assimilation chart. And this is waiting for you on our site. There's 2 or 3 places you can download this. Oh, that's somebody from class today. Don't want that up there. So this nutrient assimilation chart, you can download it from soundhealthoptions.com/radiation class is one of them. Radiation class is there all the time. We never take that one down. So we think everybody's being bombarded with radiation. So you can download this nutrient assimilation chart and you can go look at things like calcium. So let's look at that mineral. For calcium, you need vitamin D, vitamin A, phosphorus, magnesium, essential fatty acids, which linolenic acid is one of them. So you can look up all of these pieces if it's too high. So let's say calcium is too high. It probably doesn't have its component parts. Either vitamin D is missing or something. So you look to see what is too low, and you go to the store and you buy some food with that in it. You need zinc, buy some peanuts. You need linolenic acid, probably flaxseed or something. Calcium, don't be using milk as your calcium. You could use orange juice, but milk as your calcium is just not a good source. And niacin. Boy, what do you get niacin from? I don't remember. But we will find out. I can open a nutrition program and we can find out, which we will do in a minute, and find out where you get niacin. Richard probably knows where you get niacin. Okay, so those first 4, niacin, calcium, linolenic acid, and zinc. Those are the major ones that you want to look at. The next section that you want to look at is choline, and that's a D, and there's acetylcholine, that's a G sharp, so either one of those. Progesterone, which is a D sharp. B5, pantothenic acid, which is an A sharp, and magnesium, which is a G. So if we open this little Nano voice, and I'm not even sure I have a microphone hooked up anywhere. Let's see if I can put this in here really quick. And the instructions to use this are right there, and there's a 2-hour class. So if I hit this, I'm not sure this is the right microphone, but I'll try it. Okay, I'm looking at this, trying to do some kind of demonstration online, and F sharp is too high. That's not anything that we looked at. G, magnesium. Looks like that's climbing high, so I may not be using it magnesium. We didn't have anything that was an A. So yellow means I'm all in my head and I'm intellectual and I'm thinking about this, and wonder what would happen if I began to think about the soldiers and what was happening to them and what happens to my heart when I feel about that. So we're going to look at 500 hits. C sharp is beginning to come up. Now it's only 25, 27. So let's look at this. It quits at 500. So we can just put Sherry online about emotions, just to give it a name. Sherry, 2 H's of my own name, can't spell my own name. Sherry and mood. And we want to save that so we can come back to it and not lose it. Sherry and mood. So we can go look at this in terms of what issues I just gave you. Did we have a C sharp? 42 is normal, so that's a little low. C sharp was the linolenic acid, so I may need to go eat something with linolenic acid or fatty acids in it. F sharp, that was not one of our notes. G, that was magnesium, 126. So my magnesium may be way too high and not usable. So we go back to that nutrient assimilation chart and we begin to look at magnesium, and it needs calcium. Do I have a problem with calcium? Calcium is an E. Oh, no E whatsoever. Whoops. So in order to use that magnesium that's too high, I likely move that up so we can see this at the same time. I likely need to get some more calcium in my system. G sharp. We had acetylcholine as G sharp. It's above our 42, so it is way out of balance. And what helps choline work is inositol, and inositol is, I think, an F. Don't have any F. So choline and inositol, and that helps all your neurotransmitters and helps you calm and all that stuff. Looks like D sharp progesterone missing. That's a hormone that keeps you balanced. B5 A sharp. Boy, that's really too high. So let's go look at B5 and see what I need. B groups, vitamin C, A, and E, essential element for coenzyme A, which helps all your amino acids and your Krebs cycle work. So as we look at B5, what else is the problem? Is the commonality with magnesium? Let me see if we can open this up. Magnesium is way too high. And B5, B6, B5, barely get this squashed on the chart here. So for B5, B groups, vitamin C, A, and E, magnesium, there's a commonality, vitamin E. So those two together may be missing vitamin E, so I'm not using either one of them very well. Do we have anything that's I just lied to you. A sharp is too little, not too high. We didn't have anything that is an A. But let's look at somebody else's charts. People who have trouble with depression, anxiety, bipolar, just not feeling well. Hey, Richard, are you allowed to call me on the phone and we could do your chart if you'd like? It would be a guinea pig for the evening. Or are you on your phone watching this so you really can't call? Anybody willing to be a guinea pig? Lecithin, granules from methionine, choline, and inositol. Good point. Do you, you're on the phone watching so you can't call. Okay. Lecithin sometimes gives people a lot of gas. Do you ever have trouble with that when you're trying to deal with the methionine, choline, and inositol? We can also look at people who have the methionine, choline, and inositol through nutrition. We can also look at it through PTSD. So here are some of the programs that we use to look at mood. So PTSD, anxiety, nutrition, because we know the 8 things to look at. So here are some of the issues. So Karen and Beth both are going to volunteer. I didn't see whose hand went up first. So I'm going to open, well, first I'm going to give Beth a mic and unmute her. Okay, Beth, we're going to have time for several people. Can you talk to us?
Sure, I can talk to you.
Okay.
What do you want me to talk about?
Hold on a second.
Okay.
We're going to use the Nano voice first.
Okay.
Talk to me about your stress.
Oh, my stress. Well, it's coming and going because my mother is 94 and a half years old, and she's still living alone in her two-story house. And we're all very concerned about her. Four of us.
We got a lot of interference. I'm going to stop this because you're sounding like you're underwater. So I'm going to give you a phone number to call right into the classroom so we can do this over our Polycom phone.
You mean over a cell phone, you mean?
Well, a cell phone is not very good, but it's going to be better than this warbling that we get. You're sounding like you're underwater and there's bubbles in your voice. It's not very good. So can you call us?
I could either call from Skype or from a cell phone.
Well, neither one of those are very good. We'll try a cell phone first.
Okay.
And
what's the number? What's the number?
740-698-1881. Are you guys able to look at chat? If you want to watch chat while we're doing this, go up to the top where that little green bar is. You were sharing this monitor, and you can pull down chat, and I put the phone number there for people. It'd also be a good way for you to grab all those different notes and what they are, because you can just click in the chat and do Control A and grab all of it, and then Control C and copy all of it. So we're waiting for Beth to call in on the phone, and a cell phone. Okay, turn off your speaker, Beth, before I answer the phone.
Turn off my speaker?
Yes, before I answer the phone, because we'll get an awful screech and a warble. I will just go ahead and mute her so we only hear her on the phone. Okay, Beth, you with us?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Great, that's a lot better. I'm going to hit this microphone and just start talking to me about your stress.
Okay. My whole family is under a fair amount of stress because my mother is 94 and a half, lives alone in a two-story house. Just accepted some help a few months ago for about 12 hours a week. But she doesn't really trust anyone. And she'll tell us kids that she doesn't trust her helper, and we feel she doesn't trust us either when we are there offering help and support. So it's stressful.
Okay, we got it. 5:30. So we're going to say Beth about mother. I'm going to just copy that and save it so we can come back to it. Now, let's begin to look at what's going on. G. Was G one of our notes? Yes, it was. Manganese. No, magnesium. Sorry. So let's go look at the chart, nutrient assimilation chart, for our magnesium. In her case, it is way too high. It is double. Remember, we said 80 is way too high. We want it down here around 42. So magnesium is too high, probably not being processed. So we need to look at her chart for calcium, which is denoted E, way too small. The B group, the niacin, in a group it's 34, but it's all spread out here. The B5 is A sharp, that's too high, it's 71. So you're not using B vitamins. One of the things you might want to consider is brainstorm. It has in it the sulfur and other things to allow the B vitamins to work. And a lot of the times it's a lack of absorption in the bowel, and it can be a lack of sulfur as the coenzyme. Okay, D, you're third. We'll do Karen next, and then D. So, Richard, do you have anything? All the B vitamins are in a whole brown rice with the holes on it, right? So, Richard is giving us some nutritional advice. He's an herbologist. Had his own store and his own show for a long time about nutrients. But the biggest one here is that note of G, magnesium. Did we have an A sharp or an F sharp? No. Did we have a G sharp? Yes, acetylcholine. So it's not real high, 42 to 53. I certainly would consider some choline and inositol, and that might be in a mixed B. But try to get something that's food-based. We had a C, zinc, 42, right on the money. That's good. C sharp was the linolenic acid, a little down, not much. E, calcium is way down. Niacin is in stress is too low. And I promised we would go look at niacin. So let's go up to the B's and see if we can see where you get it. B group, C, serine, tryptophan, help produce hydrochloric acid, but it doesn't tell us where we get niacin. So we could just jump on and don't look at the fact that I have 21,000 emails here, and I'm not joking. There's really 21,000 of them. I haven't opened or read yet, but I do try to read all the urgent ones. A lot of that is just spam stuff. I get a lot every day. So if we were to look at this new tab and say Wikipedia and niacin, we might be able to see where this comes from. Niacin. Allegra, let's just look at niacin as the nutrient. It's the one that that's the banned niacin. That's strange. Let's do vitamin D3. D3. Okay. Scurvy, colorless, derived from pyridine, nicotinic acid, makes NAD for your Krebs cycle. All that good stuff for your... Well, that was a strange thing on the phone. I think that might have hung up. Deficiency, where do you get niacin? Dementia, swollen tongue, toxicity, inositol, biosynthesis. Beth, are you there? I think she's hung up. Okay. Okay, Richard is saying salmon, chicken, halibut, asparagus, and turkey. I must need niacin. Turkey for breakfast, asparagus and halibut for lunch. So you tend to sort of gravitate after a while to the foods that your body needs to be eating. So as we begin to look at this and looking at Beth's chart, niacin too little, we might want to consider niacin from Source Natural. It's under the tongue. So we can look at hers and see that magnesium is the largest one, and she probably needs calcium to go along with it. The next one is probably the acetylcholine, and she needs inositol to go with that, and that's the note of F. So we know that for Beth, she needs some good D vitamins, highly absorbable B vitamin. Do you have any questions about that, Beth? Okay, I think she hung up and is not hearing me. Okay, Kathy, I'm going to open your mic. She's still listening. Oh, now I have an echo. Kathy, do you want to call in and just be on the phone so we don't get this echo? 740-698-1881. And we'll look at the stress of her voice and see what we can do with it. If it's too low, we just eat the food or take the nutrients. And I prefer food-based. And Kathy, I can see you talking, but I can't hear you. So do you want to call in? 740-698-1881. Everybody's going to know this number soon. I still see Kathy talking, but we can't hear you. Could someone email me what Sherry told me to do? I couldn't take all the notes while listening. You need some good B vitamins, Beth, that contain niacin and choline and inositol and the mineral magnesium, if you can get it combined with calcium. Kathy, we still cannot hear you. I see you talking.
Hello?
You're just not. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi, this is Kathy.
Yes, we got you. Okay. Let's open up Nano. And do you have stress, Kathy?
Yes, I do.
Okay, well, let's talk about it a minute or two until you get to 500 hits here. And let's see if it's any of the nutrients that we've identified at the research center here. You ready?
Yeah.
Go.
Okay, I guess the great deal of my stress comes from my son, who started having seizures when he turned 18, and it took a while to get them under control, but, you know, we have a lot of post-traumatic stress from that, I guess, you know, when he first started having them. And so I haven't been taking care of myself as well as I could have been, and I'm starting to kind of feel it. I don't think I'm absorbing B vitamins correctly. Let's see. Anyway, so he went to a neurologist finally. You know, he's kind of struggled around here, but they were real severe. He kept having them in the shower, and, you know, it's been kind of nightmarish. So, let's see, I don't eat any meat, so, you know, I'm, like I said, there's something going on with the B vitamins. I'm pretty sure that I'm not absorbing them as well. What else? I'm living here in Northern California, and I'm kind of wondering about the radiation, you know, from Fukushima coming over here a little bit. I don't know if we're getting hit like Southern California is, but that's
okay. We got it. And before we go on, I would like to show you something that's on our website. If you go to soundhealthoptions.com, and this one's bio diet, but if you put in radiation class, there is this radiationclass.html. There is a computer program for you to download, lots of articles and charts, even a radiation chart so you can test yourself, instruction booklet here, and you can download this software and you can test your own voice and see where your radiation is. So that's good to know, but let's put this in here as Kathy, and mood. And mood does not have 3 O's. So we're going to save that and look at it. Now look at your magnesium, 0, zilch. Look at your acetylcholine, 0, zilch. Notice A, we didn't have anything. A sharp is at B5, and that's almost up to par. That's okay. Niacin looks good. Didn't have an A sharp. Inositol goes with the F. That's overloaded, but you don't have a choline to make it useful. Notice D is choline, so we got choline and acetylcholine. Both are in stress. Richard, where do we get choline? From, he just had it up here on the chat. Yep, it's echoing because she's got her mic open at the same time. Richard, lecithin. Can we get choline from lecithin? Now, if you aren't looking at the chat, people are giving it advice here. Go up to the top of your chart. I'm going to mute her so we don't get that feedback. Go to the top up here, hold down that little green tab, and click on the chat, and then you can see all of this chat where people are giving you wonderful advice on back to lecithin for choline, he says. Then notice C, double. Zinc not working well. So we go back to the chart, the nutrient assimilation chart. We look for zinc this time under minerals. Needs copper, phosphorus, selenium, vitamin A, B6, and E. So a lot of information for zinc. Here's a really good liquid zinc, kind of tastes like cherries, from Pure Encapsulations. That's the one that we use. Zinc helps make your insulin. Zinc helps your body heal itself. So we could, copper is a node of B, so that looks okay. Calcium, the node of E. Oops, gone. So you don't have the calcium here, 0 zilch, to be using zinc. Now, some people tell you to take coral calcium and those kinds of things. If you wouldn't eat a piece of coral, don't be eating the calcium from the coral. Get it from a vegetable source, something that's bioavailable to the body. Dark leafy green vegetables are full of calcium. Phosphorus, that's the node of B. That looks okay. Selenium. Selenium is a node of F sharp. Selenium would be an issue too if you had thyroid problems, because selenium helps translate your thyroid, your T3 to T4. Vitamin A is a C sharp. It looks like it's pretty low. D6, that's an F, and E. So it looks like you have some B's in stress. You have magnesium missing and calcium missing. So that's probably where you should concentrate. Absorption of B's, a B12 in the stomach through cysteine, and cysteine is a node of B, and then a lot of the others through the bowel. And if you have a coated bowel or an aging bowel, it usually doesn't absorb as well. And there's a lot of detoxin nutrients on the market. You can get those to clean up your bowel. Or the other thing that I noticed in Karen's chart is she has red, green, and yellow. Very little emotion. She is running on have to get it done, mental energy, but she's also scattered. There's holes in her chart, and she's having to exist on many levels. She's having to be methodical and reactive and get it all done all at the same time. That's a sure sign that you've got some B vitamins and stress. We use Brainstorm here, and I don't remember who makes Brainstorm. I could run back to the back of the room, let me do that, and get the bottle, because we feed it to students all the time. We beat students to death in this class that we're doing this week. We're concentrating on allergies and methylation. so we have to keep them up and running or they just kind of slide and ooze into the floor. This is, ooh, just walked by a speaker. That was that screech. This is from Allergy Research Group. See if I can find a address on here. AllergyResearchGroup.com. Boy, that was easy. And this is Storm Neurotransmitter Support. It has ginkgo biloba in it, so you don't want to take it if you're on any kind of blood thinner. But it has the selenium and the copper and the molybdenum, everything else to make all your bees work. Good stuff. We use it here a lot. Just go onto their site and I don't know if they make you buy it in bulk. If they do, just get in touch with us and we'll get you a bottle. Any other questions there, Karen? Okay. Dee said she would volunteer, so here's the number, Dee, 740-698-1881. So if you want to give us a call, we'll do yours. Do we have any other volunteers? Because this seems pretty quick. If not, we could do, oh, Patty's going to volunteer. Okay, that's great. Dee, is this you?
Yes, it is.
Okay, great. You know this deal. Have you done this before? I think so.
Yeah, one other time I have.
Okay, I'm going to hit the microphone and you're going to talk until the little zero turns into 500.
Okay.
Go.
Yes, I have been dealing with anxiety for 55 years. The levels of it have, sometimes it's real under control, other times it is not. I have a lot of stress in my life. I always have. I deal with it as best I can. Try to always remember that the glass is half full. I have a lot of symptoms, actually I have a lot of disorders from it. Like I can't be in a car. I hate being a passenger in a car. I'm terribly petrified that something's going to happen. So I stay out of cars as much as possible, which of course limits my life a lot. Kind of hard to go and do the things that people do every day. Because I live in the mountains in western North Carolina, so things are far distant, of course.
Okay. We got it. I think we're going to have to go right down the line with you. You are good at carrying out lots of ideas coming at you at once. Maybe it's just a coping strategy, but you're able to reorganize things as they come at you. But let's look at where your issues are. We said niacin, 0, no niacin. When there's a lack of niacin, there's also Alzheimer's, there's also other kinds of things that the body doesn't replenish itself. Because niacin really helps the organs, just fix themselves. So niacin is missing. And for those of you who can't take notes quick enough, this is recorded and it will be up on our site and available if you want to come back and listen to it. Moonstone is telling us when she found lecithin, it was made from soy, so she stopped taking it. I wouldn't recommend anybody over 45 using soy. It just really plays havoc with your hormones. You found some that you can't, from sunflower seeds. Okay. That's a good note to everybody. Beth, if you will send me your email after this, just privately to me, yes, I will send that over to you. Or if you want to call the office tomorrow and we can send it to you. Okay, back to you, Dee. Okay, so niacin's missing, 0. E is very missing, not there. So you don't have enough calcium. Linolenic acid, C sharp, gone. C, zinc, gone. It could be that Dee just doesn't want to talk in front of other people. but there's a lot of things missing here. Zinc is a mineral. Linolenic acid is a fatty acid. Calcium is a mineral. And niacin is a B vitamin. All the ones that are on the first level, what we look at first. Indeed, what we could do with you is take a vocal print, or if you could send us one through Audacity, we could check and see what the issue is. This is some.
I will do that.
Okay, here's something I'm not supposed to show anybody. I'm just going to open anybody. And here's a list of numbers. And we can put numbers in here and calculate, roll them over, and see where the problems are. In this case, the problem is probably linolenic acid. And this isn't yours, but we can run yours and look at the numbers and see where these processing problems come in by looking at the numbers. We can see way more with these numbers than conventional medicine ever is able to see why something doesn't work. Okay, let's go to the second layer, the second level. Choline, D, zilch, G sharp, almost normal. So acetylcholine, but certainly no choline to start with. Progesterone, D sharp, zilch. D5, A, zilch. Magnesium, G, way overloaded. So what you do have, you're not using. So most of yours is just gone except the G. So we can go back and look at that nutrient assimilation chart that you can download on your own and go back and look at this magnesium and see what you need. Well, you don't have the calcium. You don't have potassium, that's a D sharp. You don't have the B6. You don't have the zinc. So yours is just a lack of nutrients that your body isn't getting or is using up so fast that your body is just in a constant state of depletion. How's that?
Wow. Thank you, Sherry.
It may be that you're just holding back because we got an audience here too. So.
Well, I just ran from one room to another to grab a phone, so I know that when I first started talking, it was kind of fast and shaky because I ran real fast to get the phone to call you.
Okay, well, let's do it again real quick. We've got time. Ready?
Okay.
Go.
Yes, I have been dealing with anxiety all of my life, as I have said before, for 55 years now. It has, like I said before, I couldn't ride around in a car, travel long distances. I just have a really hard time. I feel like the car is closing in on me. I'm not sure if it's a control issue or what exactly it is. Is it anxiety? I believe that it is. I have started having anxiety attacks at the age of 21. I was rushed to the hospital because they thought I was having a heart attack, but it actually turned out to just be anxiety. Of course, it took me many years because the emergency room didn't care about it being anxiety. They just wanted to be sure it wasn't a heart attack.
Okay, we are looking probably at a GABA issue with you, just from what you're describing. So when you call in, tell them that you need to be tested for GABA and that I talk to you online.
Okay.
Richard put in the brainstorm formula and where to get it in the chat. That is wonderful. Thank you for doing that. Okay, it's pretty similar. Your calcium came up a bit. Your niacin is still gone. And niacin can have a lot to do with anxiety. Linolenic acid is still gone. Zinc is still gone. Choline is still gone. Progesterone is still gone. B5 is still gone. Your G is double what it should be. So same thing. Even though you were running up the hallway, you're not using the magnesium that you have. And there's something online called BioMag, and you can get it in raspberry and a couple of other flavors. And I use it by just getting water and just dumping a little spoonful in there, and then I got a little drink all the time. It helped me get away from soda pop.
Oh, really?
I was addicted, totally addicted to Diet Pepsi. And so this magnesium BioMag And if you can't find it, call the office tomorrow and talk to Heather. And she can tell you where to get it. For those of you not reading the chat, Minson says the sunflower lecithin claims to contain 25% more choline than soy lecithin. And Richard saying, does she have car sickness and she's in the back of the car? And Richard asks the question like that. He's got something in mind. So do you get car sick? Okay, so she doesn't get car sick. You get car sick in the passenger seat? Or just...
No, I don't get car sick. I just get panic.
Oh, like you're not in control. When you're driving, do you?
No, if I'm driving, I'm okay. Although the opposite, I don't drive anymore. Because I'm afraid I will run into a problem because of my anxiety issues. So I stop driving.
Okay, well, let's get some B vitamins in you and get your magnesium working and go from there. The F is the, you're welcome. The F is the inositol that is used for the choline. So I think choline or acetylcholine would be a good place to start. I'm not allowed to say that, by the way. All right.
Very much, Mary, and I'll get my voice to you.
Thanks, Dee. Okay, Patty, I'm going to give you a microphone and we'll see what's going on. Patty, I'm going to open your mic, unmute you, and you're on. Can you talk to us, Patty?
Hi, can you hear me?
We can, but you sound very, very muffled.
Okay,
Do you want to call in?
Maybe I should do that instead, sweetie, yeah.
740-698-1881.
740-698-1881.
Yeah, one of the things that you want to do each time you do one of these, like we could put somebody's name up here and do their print. What, Patty?
I'm sorry, I thought you were talking to me, sweetie.
No, just go call us.
Okay.
So you want to kill this each time because the name will stay even though you change the vocal print. It doesn't automatically disappear itself here. While she's calling in, would you guys like to see something I think is absolutely phenomenal?
Mary?
Yes?
Sure. I must have gotten the number wrong. I just said it wasn't right. Can you tell me one more time?
740
Okay.
698-1881.
Thank you, hon. You're right. I made a mistake.
Okay. Have you tested any of the magnesium oils for it? No, we haven't, but that's a good idea. I was going to open a couple of things for you. One on Obama on Iran. Oh, that's not it. So we'll have to wait for that. So Patty's on the line.
Hi.
So like this, we could go ahead and kill this and do Patty's voice again, but it would still say Obama up here. So each time you're going to kill that and come back. Okay, Patty, let's say Patty on mood. We got a feedback. Let me go turn off your mic here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to mute your mic so we're not getting feedback from that. So Patty and mood. I'm still getting feedback somehow.
No, I don't know why. I think it's possible because I'm on my cell phone.
It could be, and cell phones are not ideal for this. But if I shut up, we may not get feedback. I'm going to hit microphone and start talking.
Do you want me to call you on my Skype?
No, that's even worse.
Okay.
Okay, just go ahead and talk and I'll shut up and so we might not get a feedback. Go.
Okay. Basically, I have the same situation. I've been suffering from a panic attack and anxiety. I think since I was in my later teens, and this came on one time, and they're horrible. I've been very good at training myself to calm down quicker than I used to. But it's difficult. I had one last night. It takes a lot of energy to remind myself that I'm safe and everything is okay. And I was just wondering, I don't know, I tried to talk to Geotones this morning to help bring things anxiety and work.
Okay, we got it. And I would think yours is a natural form of lithium that your body doesn't have. That's what it sounds like to me. As I listen to your voice, let's save this first before I lose it. You are a multitasker. You can do 100 things at once, so people expect a lot from you. Okay, we have a lot of yellow, so a thinker. There's emotional undertones in everything, but you're very reactive when it comes to humanity and answering questions and the love of humanity. So let's go through. Let's look at E. That's calcium. You're low on calcium because we need 42 to be normal. Niacin's a note of B. Overloaded on niacin or something else that might be similar to niacin. Could be taurine, could be cysteine. Remember that bioacoustic, almost everything is something else. A frequency for the thumb is also a frequency for zinc. So we just don't know exactly what it is. But anxiety usually is dopamine, serotonin, norepinephrine, or GABA. GABA is the precursor to dopamine, and boy, we're getting feedback, and it's really a problem. I'm going to get the mic away from the phone here. So linolenic acid is C-sharp, and a little high on that. That's okay. You need carnitine to make that linolenic acid work. Notice C, zinc. I don't hear this as zinc. I hear it as totally something else, some other nutrient. I just don't think it's zinc. There are 94 degrees to notice C, but I don't think yours is zinc. People have an odd sort of a pingy sound to their voice when they lack the zinc, and I just don't think that's you. Choline and D, yeah, that looks pretty good. Progesterone, D sharp, duh. Progesterone is a natural hormone for women that keep you calm. And you can purchase this as progesterone with vitamin E. The best I've ever seen is from Ray Peat, P-E-A-T. So you can purchase that. If you don't want to buy wholesale from him, get it from LitaLee.com. Richard, could you put that in her LitaLee.com where she can buy some progesterone? And Richard is saying, for those of you not looking at chat, that valerian root is very good as a nerve tonic. Also great in tea bags. So you put that in, well, Moonstone is putting it. We just, like, all of us are taking this class and we got all these pieces together we add. So Lita, LATALEE.com. Go look for the progesterone because that's just really down. Choline, you're okay. D sharp, progesterone. A sharp, B5, that's a little down. You got about half as much as you need. And then magnesium is a G. Oh, missing, gone. So you need more of things. Progesterone, magnesium.
What is this G again, please?
Magnesium. And the B5, the A sharp, it's down. But see, these charts are very literal. You have a lot of left brain. Think about it first. You're cautious before you let anybody in because you want to protect yourself. But at the same time, you want to be open and helpful to the universe. And that in itself is a discrepancy in your personality. How can you jump in and help the universe in the way you know it needs help without thinking about it and being logical and protecting yourself all at the same time? How accurate is that, Patty?
It's very accurate, Sherry. You wouldn't believe. Yeah.
Your voice, you can't lie with your frequencies. You lie with your words, but you can't lie with the frequencies of your voice. Well, it is 7 o'clock, and this has been a whirlwind, and I loved it. So
Thank you very much.
you are welcome. Thank you, Patty, for volunteering. For those of you who want to listen to this again, It will be recorded and up on our site probably within a day. Next week we are scheduled to be off, but if I get an idea or if you guys have an idea of what you would like to see covered, let me know, because the biggest problem with doing all of this is thinking up the idea to present to you. So looking at food and mood, somebody requested that, and so we did it. And we've done radiation several times, we've done allergies several times, and this little Nano voice is something that you can download for free. But know, too, that on our site, there are 3 or 4 classes that are waiting there available for you. So let's go back to home. And the radiation is waiting for you. There is one on allergies, there's one on biodiet, and the one on muscles. These are all 2-hour classes with free software. So muscles will be coming down first. It'll be coming down August 16th. Biodiet will be coming down August 20th. And then allergies will be coming down August 27th. But until then, you can get the software. So tell your friends, post this on Facebook, tell them about Happy Hour, and have people join us next time. We would like hundreds of people on the site with us and using this software. Our goal is to put a bioacoustic center in every community, because rationing has started. I don't know how many of you are on the site with Mike Adams and his Natural News, but he announced 2 days ago that the rationing has started. They're rationing insulin right now. They're rationing different kinds of medications. It doesn't have to happen. We have equipment that will provide you your nutrients and your medicine by frequency. And we can tell you what you need to make all of this work. We do professional classes once a month. It's a week long. And if you are interested in these classes and you want to help us teach or set up a center, please get in touch with us. We will try to work with you and stand on our head to try to get you in class. So thank you for being here. I love it when you guys love class. I feel that women like Source Naturals. Is there a sublingual GABA? I didn't know that, Richard. Yes, and I forgot to talk about the Guardian Network. We have meetings once a month of a group that we call the Guardians, and we give you the software for that month, and you get it for a year. With these little downloads, you get it for 30 days, but there's registration on mine, so you can probably go back and register it again. But with the Guardian Network, I can't remember what it is. It's coming up this Sunday. I just got a notice about it. Let me go back and look at my email. And it'll probably tell me what the next one is. It is anxiety. We're going to be doing the next Guardian class about anxiety and testing people using a longer form of this, and we'll be looking at your GABA and other things. So if you're interested in joining Guardian, now would be a good time. You get 3 computer programs when you sign up. You get that month, which is the anxiety, and you get nutrition for the year, and you get the Abacus program, which tells you what frequencies you should be looking at. So if you're interested, go to our site, go to Guardians of the People, and it says you have to sign some papers that says you're not a government agent, you're not here to cause a problem with us disseminating information that the government doesn't particularly agree with, that you're not a domestic terrorist. You know what a domestic terrorist anybody who doesn't agree with the government. They can put you in jail now for being a domestic terrorist. This Little Guardians of the People is an underground network, and we only invite certain people who come to our classes. And in that, we are safe because this is an expressive organization. You signed up for it. You signed up for this information. We give you the software. We show you how to put it together for your community. So if you're interested at all in stopping this rationing and what's going on, and many of you have heard the stories that have come out about what the government is doing to people and rationing and deciding who's going to die because they're over 74 years of age. Richard, you're here to cause a problem? What kind of problem do you want to cause? I absolutely want to look at sublingual GABA. And the last two people, Patty and Dee, Source Naturals, Richard is saying they're sublingual. Put under your tongue GABA, gamma-albutyric acid. I didn't know that was a problem. I'm trying to read two things at once here. I didn't know GABA was available. It also helps your gray hair turn back to its normal color. Yes, Richard says he's here by his bad attitude. Fracking. We did a whole show on fracking, and they're trying to frack this whole neighborhood and just ruin everything. Richard is an outspoken person about fracking. He's an outspoken person about herbs and how we should go natural. And I wish I could talk to him into being a co-host to some of these programs that we do, because he's a walking encyclopedia of information. I will certainly check out that Source Natural Sublingual GABA. Thank you for letting me know about that. And thank all of you for being here, taking an hour out of your day. We certainly appreciate your attention and time, and we'll talk later. Thank you, Kathy. That is wonderful. We do think this is the medicine of the future. And we, the people, are going to have to be the ones that bring it forward, because the drug companies aren't interested in losing anything out of their own pocketbook. That's where their ideal is, looking at where they can make the most money. And if we're taking care of ourselves, if we're providing self-health and self-responsibility, we don't have to go to them and be shot up with things that we don't want and take medications that we could easily provide to ourselves with something natural. Appreciate y'all. We'll talk later.